why not just surrender yourself?
You are hiding under a finger. In fact, the sitting governor of that state, if not for the immunity that is enjoyed,
he's supposed to be impeached.
He's supposed to be impeached. That the sitting
It's
governor.
like you are betting a criminal, which is not supposed to be.
I wonder why those youths in that state were so blindfolded to the extent of which they had the right to go and to protect their political master who comes around and give them 5,000.
We saw one yesterday that went viral when the man came home to share. What happened to him?
They gave him the greatest beating of his life.
I think Nigerians are becoming wise every day.
If the rest of the state can emulate this, in fact, before you get to know, in this set of people, I believe when the man that was being emulated yesterday went back to his official duty, I believe.
But even till now,
he will be able to tell. He will be able to tell his colleagues that things are not really going on.
Before he can actually come out to say he wants to tell his colleagues what he actually faced there, I think he will still be in the hospital actually taking treatment right now because the beating was just too much. World Bank announces $2.25 billion loan for Nigeria. Nigeria, my country. The World Bank, okay.
I thought the loan, the money
was for free.
Was just for free.
As per?
Not knowing, why is it the World Bank giving us loan to? Is it to stabilize the economy of the nation?
Go.
Then who ordered for the...
Let's go into the details of
the loan.
The World Bank has approved 2 financing facilities of $2.25 billion for Nigeria to support the federal government's effort to stabilize the economy. The approval was announced in a statement entitled Supporting Nigeria's Homegrown Reforms, New World Bank Financing for Inclusive Growth and Revenue Diversification. The statement said, the World Bank has today approved 2 operations, $1.5 billion for the Nigerian Reform for Economic Stabilization to enable transformation, research, development policy financing program, DPF, and $750 million for the Nigeria Accelerating Resource Mobilization Reform AMOR program for results, P4R. This combined $2.25 billion package provides immediate financial and technical support to Nigeria's urgent efforts to stabilize the economy and scale up support to the poor and most economically at risk. It further supports Nigeria's ambitious multi-year effort to raise non-oil revenues and safeguard oil revenues to promote fiscal sustainability and provide sufficient resources to deliver quality public services. Confronted with fragile economic situation, Nigeria recognized the urgency of changing course and embarked on critical reforms to address economic distortion and strengthen the fiscal outlook. Initial critical steps to restore macroeconomic stability, boost revenues, and create the conditions to reignite growth and poverty reduction have been taken. So the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has refocused on its core mandate of price stability and its tightening monetary policy, including by increasing interest rates as it's appropriate to reduce inflation. Wow. So a targeted cash transfer program is being rolled out to cushion the impact of high inflation on the poor and economy.
Sweetheart. I can't afford to be late for this meeting.
Give me the same excuse every day.
I always tell you the truth every You know I will never disappoint you.
Everyone needs a hero, like Nokpa.
After Nokpa,
it is always Nokpa.
Nokpa for management of power.
You're welcome back from that short commercial break. So before we went on that break, we were talking about World Bank granting $2.25 billion loan to Nigeria.
My question is, when will Nigeria be free from debt? Because according to the campaign of the president,
Emilio
Khan, he said he's going to make sure Nigerians
is free from debt.
He's free from debt. Now, World Bank is offering us a loan that we didn't request for. I saw it in the newspaper. I think one of the newspapers, the Punch or the whatsoever, they had that the president is bidding for another $500 million loan from the World Bank to fix the rural roads. When are we going to be free from all this debt? And the way I sensed this, it was like there was a collaboration with the World Bank and some officials of the World Bank with Nigeria now. Maybe there's some interest gain which the World Bank is getting from the loan that they are giving to Nigeria.
There is one thing I've actually noticed about this, all this country and World Bank granting Nigeria loans. I think they see they granting us loan as a means of taking what we actually have. Because Nigeria is a place flowing with milk and honey. And not just the milk and honey that we leak in our mouth. I know the milk and honey of our mineral resources and all that. And if we fail to pay the loan that we actually take for them, they have other means of getting their money back. Money.
So I was so surprised. You see, when Dangote Refinery was about to start operating, they said the crude oil we have in Nigeria has been exchanged with what they borrowed. That Dangote Refinery cannot get crude oil from the NNPC. Sanusi said something on the live broadcast yesterday that if you people like, you can also sack me. This is one of those things that he said in the past that made them to sack him from the office.
You can still remove me. I am still not shaking grounds on what I said.
That NNPC, who are they remitting to? Nobody has ever come out to know the amount of crude oil that we produce in a day, the amount of crude oil we sold out there, and what's the income, what are those things that Nigeria has been getting from the crude oil? Nobody has ever answered that question, even till date.
The last one, not the least, oil mafias try to stop our refinery, says Dangote.
Well, there are some set of people in this nation that believe they are the one that
owns everything
in this nation. And once you are trying to fight them, they fight back.
Yeah.
And if care is not taking, you might end up ending your life.
You lose to them.
Lose your life. Now look at what happened to our refineries.
Not one, not two, not three.
The promises the so-called Buhari made before he was emerged as the president of the country was that he's going to fix this refinery. He's going to provide electricity, because I could remember one of his campaign promises in one of his campaign interview. When they were interviewing, he said, Jonathan said he spent billions of naira, trillions of naira on power.
Okay.
He said, where's the power now?
Where's the power?
Where's the power now?
I understand.
The Majorla said, any government that cannot provide electricity for its people within the period of 6 months is not worth being in power. Fashola was there for good 8 years.
No power.
No power. I believe Fashola by now should cover his face with shame, because they are one of those people that run the affairs of the country. Maybe they don't know what they are going there to do. Maybe immediately after they got there,
they just know there is money in politics.
They just know there is money. Everybody was just venturing into politics.
Business.
Not considering what the masses are feeling about the style that you have been governing them.
The founder of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has revealed that both local and international criminal organizations, which he described as mafia, made repeated attempts to sabotage his $19 billion refinery project located in Lagos. Speaking at the meeting, Dangote likened the oil cartels to a mafia stronger than the drug mafia, hell-bent on maintaining their grip on the industry. Well, I know there would be a fight, but I didn't know that the mafia in oil, they are stronger than the mafia in drugs. I can tell you that, yes, it's a fact, he said. Dangote, who described himself as a fighter, said they tried all sorts to stop him, but I'm a person that has been fighting all my life. You know, so I think it's part of my life to fight, he said. He added, as a matter of fact, during the COVID period, some of the international banks really were looking forward to making sure that they push us into default of our loans so that the project will just be dead. And they didn't happen. That didn't happen with the help of banks like Afrexim Bank. Punch Online reports that Dangote also revealed that he has paid off $2.4 billion of the $5.5 billion borrowed for the Lagos-based refinery. Dangote also unveiled plans to diversify into the steel sector, aiming to utilize solely Nigerian product steel and achieve self-sufficiency. Dangote Refinery recently rescheduled the launch of its petrol sales to July 10 to 15. pushing back its initial June targets due to minor logistical issues. So, nowhere is actually safe in Nigeria anymore.
Dangote, go and look the history of Dangote.
Dangote is coming out to tell us that he knows there is mafia, but he did not know these ones are actually strong.
If he knows there is mafia, let's check his own background.
Yes, now.
Do you know how many people that import food products?
And all you just know is they are importing. You won't get anything again.
Many people are into that business.
Yeah, and I want mine to be known.
And Dangote wants his own to be known.
Yeah.
Where are those set of people? They are no longer in the business. What happened to their business? What happened to Ibeto Cement?
Nothing to be right.
That was given license through ex-President Jonathan. When Buhari came on board, I believe Buhari and Dangote collided that they should withdraw the license of Ibeto. What happened to Ibeto today? Everybody in this nation, I believe
Nigeria is just a survivor of the fittest.
When the wrath of God will come upon these so-called people that call themselves in Kaaba in their different places, go and see what is going to happen. I believe God is still there on the throne. Nigeria
will work again. I believe that. And to be while I'm still living, while I'm still alive, I know Nigeria will work again. All right, thank you for joining us on today's news review. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, on our Facebook, on our YouTube, on our X account, on our TikTok, on our Instagram. You can also join the WhatsApp community at Wisdom Yard Online TV. Thanks to our sponsor, Nokpa. Our boss will say very big thank you to you. I remember my humble self for joining you at Deliri. And thank you, Ambassador Radio Aritimi, for joining. Thanks for having me. So we'll come again on your screen on Monday. Be good and be fine. Happy Salah celebration in advance. Bye for now.
Gbogbo akú dédé wòye ní gbogbo ilẹ̀kílẹ̀ tá ti ń gbọ́ wá fún ti àkótá wáyé akínyìn káàbọ̀ sórí àkọ́tún ètò yín ètò wa àtìpalẹ̀ àwọn òwe ìròyìn ìkànnì amóhùnmáwòrán Wisdom Yard náà wáyé láti gbé ń dábẹ́ ẹ̀dùn rọ̀bì òwe sẹ́láfíà lábá yín Ọpẹ́yẹmí Oyinwọlá lórúkọ tèmi atẹ́nikejì ń dájọ́ ní wá títí ìgbọ̀nyìn lóòrọ̀ tòní.
Ọdún Àyà Adélérè lórúkọ ti tèmi.
Ọdún Àyà látọ̀dọ̀ tiẹ̀ ń bẹ̀rù kí a ṣe.
Wọ́n ní ohun tá a bá lágbára la máa san gẹ́gẹ́ bí owó oṣù. Ààrẹ sọ̀rọ̀, ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ sì fárígá.
Gbogbo èèyàn tí ó daṣọ èèyàn bora náà kọ́ lè yan ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹranko ló wà nínú àwọ̀ èèyàn. Ọwọ́ tẹ arábìnrin kan eléyìí tí ó ṣe ọmọdé ní ìṣekúṣe ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn.
Wọ́n ní ẹ jọ̀wọ́ ẹ tú àwọn olùwọ́de EndSARS sílẹ̀. Ọ̀dọ̀ yín ni wọ́n ti kọ́ nípa ṣíṣe ìwọ́de Shehu Sani Tinubu.
Wọ́n ní ohun tó mú baálé ilé wa mọ́tò lọ́ọ̀dẹ̀ òun ló mú ìyàwó ilé sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀dọ̀rọ̀ mọ́dìẹ nígbà bá ṣe ìyàwó ilé náà sọ pé sí ò sí o. Àtọlọ́pàá àtàdìgúnjalè wọ́n pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn nílùú Àbújá lásìkò tó ń ṣe ìdìgúnjalè kan bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ó dé kó dára fún ikọ̀ adigunjalè tó ń ṣòwò ẹ̀gbà ọrùn ọlọ́pọ̀ bílíọ̀nù náírà lọ́lọ́pàá ya bo ibùba wọn.
Ẹ mọ̀ pé ńgbà míì àwọn Yorùbá máa sọ kínní kan pé ìpele tá a bá ti kọjá ní ayé ká má ti padà síbẹ̀ mọ́ ẹni tó bá ń fi múrí kan jẹun tẹ́lẹ̀ Ọlọ́run tún gbé sí ipò kó máa fi àpò kan àpò méjì jẹun kó wá dẹni tó padà ń tọrọ 10 náírà fi jẹun Ọlọ́run ìyá irú ẹ̀ mọ́. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó ti wọlé yá lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà wọ́n ti jáde padà wọn láwọn ọmọ owó òṣìṣẹ́ rẹ̀.
Tọ́ lẹ́yìn tí mo fi káàdì ńlẹ̀ wọ́n ní gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn ọmọ Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún bẹ̀rẹ̀ àtúnkọ́ ilé MKO l'Abẹ́òkúta.
Késekése lẹ́tí ìrí o kàṣàkàṣà bàbá késekése náà sì ń bọ̀ lọ́nà báyìí. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu wọ́n ti ń gbèrò láti yá $900 million gẹ́gẹ́ bí owó tí wọ́n fi ṣe àtúnṣe àwọn ojú ọ̀nà tó jẹ́ ti àwọn ìgbèríko ní orílẹ̀-èdè yìí.
Pàtẹ́wọ́ fún Tinubu.
Dáyọ̀ ẹ tí mọ nǹkan kan. Ẹ wo gbogbo eléyìí ní kọ̀ọ̀kan ìjì náà ní àwọn ọmọ wa sí etí ìgbọ̀n lóòrọ̀ tún. Ẹ jẹ́ àkọsùn lẹ́ka ìpolówó ọjà wa ní nígbà tá a bá dé padà mọ́ àtẹ̀wájú bíi ti àbá ètò dé. Àmójú ẹ̀rọ àbá àgbókè à ń bọ̀ àti dé.
Sweetheart. I can't afford to be late for this meeting.
Give me the same excuse every day.
I always tell you the truth every. You know I will never disappoint you.
Everyone needs a hero like Nokpa.
After Nokpa,
It is always Nokpa.
Nokpa for management of power.
káàbọ̀ padà láti ẹ̀ka ìpolówó ọjà wa ọdún ayọ̀ wọlé bá ń ṣídìí ẹ̀ńbẹ̀.
Wọ́n ní ohun tí a bá lágbára la máa san gẹ́gẹ́ bí owó oṣù. Ààrẹ sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́gbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ bá ṣe kíni wọ́n fariga wọn yàrí. Wọ́n ní ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà àti ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ni ó dàbí pé ọ̀rọ̀ wọn kò fẹ́ máa tako ara wọn báyìí nípa ọ̀rọ̀ owó oṣù tó kéré jùlọ tuntun fún àwọn òṣìṣẹ́. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ti jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ pé òun ṣetán láti buwọ́ lu ohun tí agbára ìjọba ká nípa owó oṣù tuntun fún àwọn òṣìṣẹ́. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ náà ó ní ọmọ pé kíní àwọn olóyìnbó kan wà tó máa ní cut your coat
according to your materials.
bàbá ò tiẹ̀ ní according to your materials ó ní according to your size ìyẹn tó bá tiẹ̀ ní sáìsì rárá bí bàbá ṣe sọnù.
àwọn èèbó tí ó bàbá òun gan ìwé èèbó.
ẹ sọnù ṣùgbọ́n ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ ti jáde lẹ́ni tí igbákejì ẹni tó ṣe ibi adelé dúró fún ó ti jáde ṣàlàyé pé àwọn ò fẹnu kò lórí nǹkan kan àbí tí wọ́n bá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbéwèé wá wájú àwọn báyìí ní sáwọn tó yẹ pé ẹni tó wá báwọn sọ̀rọ̀ ṣóun ló lọ fún ààrẹ ní èsì pé àwọn ti fẹnu kò àwọn ti bọ́ta tó ń gbẹnu ju àjẹrò sọ àfi ẹnu kò lórí nǹkan kan lórí àbátọ́ tiẹ̀ mú wàhùn àmọ́ ni kò bá ẹran rárá ẹgẹ kúrò kò ṣeé jẹ.
nǹkan tí ò jẹ́ tí ìjà tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ local government ń parí fáwọn tiẹ̀ lé.
774 local government wọ́n láwọn lè san 2,000 kẹ́lẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ó ń bọ̀ láyé àtijọ́ àwọn ládẹ́dẹ́ ojú làmú tó láyé sí.
kó má yẹ pé nǹkan tó ń ra ní dánwò wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ ìwé èmi tún kọ́ńtírì bí oúnjẹ àbọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀bọ̀ ẹ̀.
èmi ò sì kúrò Nàìjíríà.
àwọn agbófinró àti adigunjalè pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn ní ìlú Àbújá lásìkò tó ń ṣe ìdigunjalè tó ń ṣe ìkọlù sí báńkì First Bank kan. àwọn agbófinró orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà tó ń wá láti olú iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá tó wà nílùú Àbújá àti àwọn akẹgbẹ́ wọn tó jẹ́ láti iléeṣẹ́ ológun orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ni a gbọ́ pé wọ́n ti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ da ìdigunjalè kan eléyìí àwọn adigunjalè kan ẹlẹ́ni mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dógún kan tó fẹ́ ṣe nílùú Àbújá wọ́n ti dàrú mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ o gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ṣe gbọ́ àwọn adigunjalè ọ̀hún la gbọ́ pé wọ́n lọ ṣe àkọlù sí olú iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá tó wà ní ẹ̀bá báńkì tó fẹ́ ṣe ìdigunjalè lè bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n tún lọ ṣe ìkọlù sí báńkì náà ní ìgbà kan náà gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ṣe wí bí a ṣe gbọ́ wọ́n ní àwọn adigunjalè ọ̀hún tó ń lọ bí mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dógún ni wọ́n jẹ́ pé àwọn àdó olóró dánámáìtì abúgbàmù àwọn ló pọ̀ jù ní àwọn irinṣẹ́ tó ń kó wá pé tó bá jù síbi tó bá gbogbo ní
yóò fọ yìí wọ́n fi ṣe onítùn ìwọ̀n.
gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n ṣe wá ṣàlàyé wọ́n ní lásìkò ìgbà tí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe ìkíní ọ̀hún láwọn ológun àtàwọn ọlọ́pàá tí wọ́n pọ̀ dáadáa wọ́n ya bò wọ́n àwọn mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dógún péré sì ni wọ́n bí wàá di ọ̀rọ̀ bó lọ ìyá mi adigunjalè yìnbọn àwọn ọlọ́pàá náà yìnbọn èèyàn kan kú ní iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mẹ́ta lára àwọn adigunjalè ọ̀hún kódà ibi ọ̀kan tó ń sára àwọn èèyàn tó kè mọ́lẹ̀ àwọn tó ń dáná sun.
ẹni àbájù là ń jù nù.
wọ́n wá fi ọwọ́ òfin mú mẹ́ta nínú wọn.
mẹ́ta kú wọ́n fọwọ́ òfin mú mẹ́ta mélòó ló kù wọ́n dáná sun èèyàn méje wọ́n fi ṣe tún ìwà ẹ fọ́ iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá lọ ẹ tún wọlé ìkówópamọ́sí.
ẹ̀wọ̀n tó mọ̀ pé àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó ń.
ṣé èèyàn máa ń jẹ méjìlá bá àlàdé ni.
Àbújá lọ mọ̀ pé headquarters ọlọ́pàá.
Tí ò bá débẹ̀ náà a ní mọ̀ pé nǹkan ti ṣẹlẹ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà wọn káwọn tó wà lórí olú iléeṣẹ́ wa ní Àbújá náà ọkàn wọn máa balẹ̀ pé Àbújá ni a wà ní capital Nàìjíríà kò sí nǹkan tó lè wọlé ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ní lẹ́yìn ikú tó ń pa ojúgbà ẹ̀ ni òwe ló pa fún ni lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó ti ń wọ gbogbo ẹ̀ tó ń wògùn tó ń wọ èkó tó ń wọ gbogbo ẹ̀ wọn ò mọ̀ pé lọ́jọ́ kan ń bọ̀ tí ó padà bọ̀ wá kàn wọ́n náà ẹ̀ńdẹ́ ẹ kú àlejò àwọn tó ti kú ọlọ́run àforíjì wọ̀nyẹn tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ tó máa foríjì. ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ wọ́n ní ẹ jọ̀wọ́ ẹ tú àwọn olùwọ́de EndSARS sílẹ̀ ọ̀dọ̀ yín ni wọ́n ti kọ́ nípa ṣíṣe ìwọ́de Shehu Sani òun ló rọ Tinubu bẹ́ẹ̀ sínétọ̀ nígbà kan lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà Shehu Sani ti ra Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu láti foríjì àwọn olùwọ́de EndSARS tó sì wà ní àhámọ́ agbófinró ní oṣù kẹwàá 2020 ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ gúnlé ìfẹ̀hónú hàn káàkiri orílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà láti tako ẹ̀ka iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá SARS lásìkò ìwọ́de náà àwọn ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ kan kéde kónílégbélé láti dènà ẹ̀dẹ̀ kíkọlù òfin àti kí àlàáfíà sì lè jọba lásìkò náà ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ní àwọn agbófinró tẹ̀ ní àwọn ìlú bíi Èkó Rivers àti Ìbàdàn sórí wọn ò lè yọ Ìbàdàn kúrò nínú ẹ̀ rárá púpọ̀ nínú àwọn olùwọ́de náà ló sì wà ní àhámọ́ tí wọ́n jẹ́jọ́ lórí oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀sùn tí wọ́n rọ̀ mọ́ ìwọ́de náà nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ níbi ayẹyẹ àyájọ́ ìjọba wàrà Sani ní púpọ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ yìí ló kọ́ bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe ìwọ́de bí èyí tí wọ́n ṣe tako SARS láti ọwọ́ àwọn àwọn ohun tí wọ́n mọ̀ nípa ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ẹni tí Shehu Sani Jagodi gẹ́gẹ́ bí bàbá fún ìwọ́de tó sì wà lára àwọn tó léwájú nínú iṣẹ́ ìwọ́de láti gba ìjọba kúrò lọ́wọ́ ológun. Ààrẹ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ kan sì wà ní àhámọ́ nítorí ìwọ́de EndSARS. Ọmọdé ni wọ́n ṣe ń fi ẹ̀hónú hàn fún ìdájọ́ òdodo òmìnira àti ìjọba ara. Àwọn ọ̀dọ́ tó bá ń ṣe ìwọ́de lónìí Nàìjíríà ní láti wá kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ láti ọwọ́ ààrẹ nítorí ààrẹ ni bàbá fún olùwọ́de lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà.
ṣé o wo fọ́nrán fídíò tó bá gbọ́ Tinubu gan ṣe báyìí ní òkè á.
ẹ̀ṣọ́ parọ́ mọ́ ẹ̀.
òótọ́ ni bàbá yìí ń sọ ó ní àwọn ọmọ yín àtàwọn ọmọ yín.
Nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé
pọ́ ti wà nínú àhámọ́ ní ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n.
nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé nǹkan tó fi lè sọ pé kí bàbá tó fi jẹ́ pé bàbá náà máa ra wẹ́bẹ̀ tó ráhùn ní ààrẹ tó wà lórí oyè báyìí nísìnyí. ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí wọ́n kò wọ́n bàbá kì í ṣe lásìkò bàbá ẹ̀bẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n bẹ̀ bàbá kó kí bàbá jọ kó bá wọn tún wọn lẹ̀ torí bàbá ò lọ́wọ́ sínú mímú àbí kọ́ tó máa sọ fún yín nìyẹn kó tẹ̀ yẹ pé APC gan ló wà ń ta ń gbà wọn gan ṣé mi mo wà ń jọba níbèrè tí ó béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín ṣùgbọ́n ní ti bàbá ti wà ń jọba náà ṣe wá ń rawọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ sí wọn pé wọ́n bá wọn tún wọn lẹ̀.
nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn arábìnrin kan ti wà ní àkọlò iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. Arábìnrin kan tó ń pè ní Tèmítọ́pẹ́ Adétọ́jú òun ni wọ́n ti gbé lọ sí iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá lórí pé ó fi ìyà jẹ ọmọbìnrin ọmọ ọdún 12 lọ́nà tí kò bá òfin mu lórí pé ó ní ó jalè bisikí àti àwọn ìpápánu. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n ti ṣàlàyé alukoro iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn Ọmọ́tọ́lá Ọjọ́lá nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá àwọn oníròyìn Punch sọ ní orí fóònù ó jẹ́ kó dimọ̀ pé ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀hún ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ Tuesday ní agbègbè ìṣẹ́wọ̀ ọbádà oko ní Ewékòró local government nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn. Ẹgbọ́n ẹgbọ́ wọn ni arábìnrin yìí tó jẹ́ pé ó jẹ́ alágbàtọ́ alágbàwò fún ọmọdébìnrin náà ni wọ́n ní ó ṣàdédé na ọmọ ọ̀hún débi pé àwọn tó ní ọmọ ò fẹ́ dá ọmọ mọ̀ lẹ́yìn tó ṣe lè wá lọ yọ igi ìdáná pẹ̀lú iná ó sì kì í bọ̀ lójú ara.
ọmọ gbígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn fún mi mo ní mi gbọ́dọ̀ jádájọ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà for every offence tó bá commit nǹkan tó bá ṣe tó fi gbé wá ilé ẹjọ́ náà ni wọ́n ṣe fún ẹ padà. wo ẹni tí mo fi ṣe example fún gbà tí mo ní arábìnrin tó kọ̀ jí tó kọ̀ pé lẹ́nu yòó kí ní bàbá wa o àfi kó relé tó sì gé fẹ́ẹ́ tí ẹ̀ náà lọ wọ́n kọ́kọ́ banú ẹ̀jẹ̀ ni wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá rán pa nígbà tí kìíní ọkùnrin bá wù padà sí ẹnu nígbà tí wọ́n wò ṣùṣùṣùṣù obìnrin ni o
obìnrin ẹgbẹ́
kì í ṣọkùnrin o
lórí nǹkan tí o pé 1,000 ọlọ́kìdí iná bọ̀
ó tiẹ̀ pé 100,000
igi iná ó tiẹ̀ lọ́rọ̀ táwọn ọlọ́pàá sọ pé àwọn ìwádìí sì ń lọ lọ́wọ́.
ìwádìí wọ́n sì máa ṣèwádìí náà.
àfúrásì ọmọ náà tí ó ti jẹ́wọ́ pé lóòótọ́ lọ́wọ́ yìí ìdẹ̀yìn àṣọwọ́.
ó dé kó dára fún ikọ̀ adigunjalè tó ń ṣòwò ẹ̀gbà ọ̀ràn ọlọ́pọ̀ bílíọ̀nù náírà ọlọ́pàá yabo ibùba wọn wọ́n ní ní ọjà ṣéwúṣe ní Àbújá àbíwúṣe ní ìlú Àbújá ní ọwọ́ ti tẹ̀ wọ́n àwọn kan tẹ̀ sọ pé gbogbo àwọn kan tí wọ́n tàn bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ilé ọ̀gá àgbà pátápátá lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ ọ̀gá ọlọ́pàá Káyọ̀dé Gbétókun ni wọ́n ti kó gbogbo ẹ̀. Olúmíwà Adéjọbíṣorí àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n jẹ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe PR ẹ pé kò sí ìyẹn òun òjé kó kéré lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà àwọn bíi Olúmíwà Adéjọbí àwọn bíi Benjamin Hundeyin àwọn Abíọ́dún Àlàmú sórí tó bá fún nǹkan tó bá ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí ó bá ti rí lòun tó bá ẹ̀ka ìròyìn désàlẹ̀ báyìí ó ro kàn wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ní wọn fìyàn já ìyàwó dì kó má lè gbádìí ẹ̀ wọ́n ti wá ní kì í ṣe ilé ọ̀gá àgbà ọlọ́pàá pátápátá ní irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ wípé kò tiẹ̀ sí irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ tó lè ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àìtorí gbámgbám ni àwọn ọdẹ àwọn agbófinró wọ́n wà bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wọ́n dúró digbí báwo náà ṣe wá fẹ́ wọ ẹjọ́ bá kú.
ṣùgbọ́n ìgbọ́n di pọ́bì náà Inspector General Police àbí àwọn àwọn SSS náà wà.
State Security Service dàbẹ̀
àti gbogbo àwọn EFCC àbí àwọn náà wà. àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ló ń kọ́ńtró EFCC àwọn náà lọ́jọ́.
torí àwọn EFCC ó ní ọmọ pé ẹ̀ka SARS nísìnyí tá a ti gbọ́ wọn nísìnyí ilẹ̀ ti ta díẹ̀ wọ́n sì wà bọ́ tá a ti gbọ́ wọn ilẹ̀ ti ta díẹ̀ torí wọ́n ti tẹ ọmọ wọn báṣọ òun lọ̀rọ̀ nǹkan tó sì ṣe kó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí àjọ EFCC yìí tí wulewulewu yàn bá ti ń pọ̀ jù wọ́n ní tí bàtà bá ti ń wo lẹ̀ bekúmọ́ ó ṣe tọ́ tó fẹ́ yá.
olùkọ́ àṣẹ ìríròyìn wọn pé wọ́n tún ká àwọn afurasí kan wọ́n kọ́
wọ́n kọ́kọ́ mú rìvásì wọ́n wọ bìbí rìvásì òkú yorùbá àbẹ́ ọ̀nà ìsọ̀ dákùn bá ń gbókè lọ́dọ̀ tiẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ wọ́n jẹ.
àṣẹ mi lọ́kàn.
ni wọ́n ni mo gbé fún ọ.
èmi lọ́kàn.
àwòdà.
èmi lọ́kàn.
ó yá bá ń gbókè òjè.
omi tó tún dàbí rẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tèmi ń bí ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà eléyìí tí bàbá Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ń ṣe aṣojú fún àbí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè wọn jẹ́ pé dúmọ̀ pé ẹ mọ̀ wo a tún ti fẹ́ yá owó tó ń lọ bí $900 million láti fi ṣe àtúnṣe àwọn òpópónà kan ní orílẹ̀-èdè yìí wọn láwọn gbé ìgbésẹ̀ lára àwọn ọ̀làkalẹ̀ àwọn táwọn fẹ́ ṣe láti rí pé àwọn tó ń kó oúnjẹ nǹkan oko láti ìgbèríko wá wọn ní ọ̀nà tó já geere sí ìgboro ìdí nù tán fi tún lọ gba lónà èyí tó ń bẹ́ẹ̀ ń bẹ̀rù.
lẹ́yìn tí mo fi káàdì ẹlẹ́ wọn ní gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn ọba Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún bẹ̀rẹ̀ àtúnkọ́ ilé MKO Abíọ́lá lábẹ́òkúta gómìnà Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún ti ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn ti pàṣẹ fún ilé-iṣẹ́ tó ń rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ ilé gbígbé ní ìpínlẹ̀ náà láti lọ ṣe àtúnkọ́ ilé olóògbé MKO Abíọ́lá tó wà ní agbègbè Gbárùrà ọjà àgbò ìlú Abẹ́òkúta láì fi àkókò ṣòfò rárá nípa bí wọ́n ti ń gbáradì fún ti pọ̀pọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ ayẹyẹ àyájọ́ ètò ìjọ yẹn ní ó fi sọ tẹ́ẹ̀bà gbàgbé kí ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari tó kúrò lórí àga ìṣàkóso ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ló ti kéde ọjọ́ 12 oṣù kẹfà gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọjọ́ tí ayẹyẹ ìsàmì ètò ìjọba àwarawa yóò máa wáyé léyìí tó tako ti ọjọ́ 29 oṣù karùn-ún tó wà tẹ́lẹ̀ láti máa fi ṣèrántí ipa ribiribi tí Abíọ́lá kó nípa bí ètò ìjọba àwarawa yóò ti wà ní ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ìlú Abẹ́òkúta ti ṣe olú ìlú ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn ní akọ̀ròyìn àgbà fún gómìnà Lékan Adédìran ti fọwọ́ sí àtẹ̀jáde tí gbólóhùn náà wà ní ọjọ́ ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí àtẹ̀jáde ti wí gómìnà Abíọ́dún fẹ́ kí wọ́n ṣe àtúnkọ́ ilé mọ̀lẹ́bí ààrẹ ọ̀nà kakanfò ti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó dolóògbé náà kó lè dùn wò lójú kí àwọn tó jà fitafita fún ìjọba tiwantiwa lè máa wá síbẹ̀ fún ayẹyẹ nígbà tó rí lánàá ebi nǹkan tó sọ ní wọ́n fi bẹ̀ ṣe tourist center.
Tàbá ń sọ̀rọ̀ gan àwọn tó jà fún òmìnira nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn pọ̀ Awólọ́wọ̀ lẹ́yìn Awólọ́wọ̀.
wọ́n pọ̀ ẹ tó bá dé ilé Awólọ́wọ̀ náà ó rí àwọn nǹkan ibi nǹkan mèremère tó lè wò ń bẹ̀ náà.
ṣé wọn gbà wọn lọ́sìkò Awólọ́wọ̀.
èmi mo láǹfààní àtẹ̀tí rí ná kó tó di pé bàbá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó bá ti dé wọn bá ti tẹ bọ́tì wọn báyìí yóò gbé bọ́tà.
That's a good one.
mi ìmọ̀ wọn gbà tán wà láyé ṣùgbọ́n mo láǹfààní àti wọn gbà tán jẹ́
àdúgbò lọ́wọ́ lọ tó èyí tẹ́mi fi kẹ́yìn bí báyìí àwọn tó ń ta ọjà àgbò àtàwọn tó ń rà wọ́n sọ pé tó ọdún yìí ó yẹ o.
ọdún yìí ọdún ayọ̀ yín ni.
gbogbo àwọn táwọn ti wọ iléyá tẹ́lẹ̀
àwọn ti jáde padà.
kò sí àyè fáwọn láti rí owó lára àgbò.
ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ó ń jọ bí ẹ̀rín ni kì í ṣe ẹ̀rín ó ń jọ bí àwàdà kì í ṣe àwàdà.
àgbò tó ń tà ní 70,000 tẹ́lẹ̀
nǹkan kan
sọ 450,000.
nǹkan kan gidi lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà kí ẹni tó ti ń jẹ ẹran tẹ́lẹ̀ wá sọ fún pé òun ò lè jẹ ẹran kó wàrà lókù tóun fẹ́ máa jẹ.
Tinubu ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o.
iṣẹ́ lẹ ṣe o.
mo rí ibi tí ìyá kan ti advice ní wípé ẹ dákun ìyá ń jẹ wá ebi ń pa wá. agbègbàdo àkọlọ́hún jẹ wọlé.
bábọ̀ ríyùn.
ìlọ́tọ̀ bí mo sọ pé Tinubu dẹ̀ gbàgbé nǹkan tí ìyá yìí sọ.
kò gbàgbé Peter Obi bọ́ọ̀dé lánàá ó sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní gbogbo nǹkan tí bàbá sọ nù kàmpéènì ẹ̀ pátápátá ni bàbá ṣe. ó ní bó ṣe kọ́ ní President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done excellently well. He fulfilled all campaign promises.
The likes of.
gbogbo nǹkan tí bàbá sọ ni ìyẹn epo owó epo rọ̀bì ó yá bí ó yọ. I will make inflation rise. ó rise àbí ó rise. ẹbí gbogbo wa ní wàndù nǹkan tó di gbogbo wa lójú gbà ni pé ọmọ ẹni òṣèdí bẹ̀bẹ̀ rẹ̀ ká múlẹ̀kẹ̀ ká fi dọ́ọ̀dì ọmọ ẹlòmíì lóge nǹkan tó ṣe púpọ̀ ní wa ni.
ọdún kan bá ṣe wà.
alájà.
ọdún ayọ̀ ni ó jẹ́.
àwọn kókó tá a mẹ́nubà wọ́n ní ohun tá a lágbára láti máa san gẹ́gẹ́ bí owó oṣù ààrẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ yàrá o.
mú ìtọ́jà ilé ìtọ́jà bèrè lọ́dọ̀ tèmi arábìnrin kan rèé tó fi ogún tó lọ yọ igi iná tó ti bọ ọmọ ọdún 12 lábẹ́ torí pé ló jí bisikíìtì.
ẹ jọ̀wọ́ ẹ tú àwọn olùwọ́de ń sàsílẹ̀ ọ̀dọ̀ yín ni wọ́n ti kọ́ nípa ìṣíṣe ìwọ́de Shehu Sani ọ̀rẹ́ Tinubu.
ọlọ́pàá àti adigunjalè pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn ní ìlú Àbújá ní lásìkò ìgbà tí wọ́n gbìyànjú àti rọ́ọ̀bù báǹkì.
òde kò dára fún ikọ̀ adigunjalè tó ń ṣòwò ẹgbà ọ̀ràn ọlọ́pọ̀ bílíọ̀nù náírà ọlọ́pàá yabo ibùba wọn.
ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn tó ti wọ ilé yàtọ̀lẹ̀ wọn ti jáde padà torí ọ̀wọ́n gbogbo ẹran.
gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn ọmọ Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún bẹ̀rẹ̀ àtúnkọ́ ilé MKO Abíọ́lá lábẹ́òkúta.
ìjọba àpapọ̀ Nàìjíríà tún ti ń gbèrò láti yá owó míì tó ń jẹ ti fẹ́ buwọ́lù báyìí fún kì í ṣe ojú ọ̀nà lọ sáwọn ìgbèríko.
ẹ máa yá lọ.
ibi tí àgbẹ̀ ń péré tí mo fún ti òní nù tó bá tún dé ní ọ̀la lágbára Ọlọ́run ní ọjọ́ Ajé ìgbà wọn á ti ṣe ẹlẹ́yà ti.
lọ pọ̀ṣọpọ̀ṣọpọ̀ṣọ. ìgbà yìí máa gbó wà fáyìn tẹ̀ láǹfààní àti dàgbò.
ṣé wọ́n dàgbò.
mo ra wà lẹ́yìn kò lélẹ̀ wa. méjìlá.
ṣé àwọn lè ra àgbò kó so mọ́lẹ̀ ìtajà. ṣe pọ́sibú pé kí wọ́n lọ rẹ́ǹtì hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì fún yóò gba rúùmù bóde lóṣèlú bá gbòòrò.
ẹni tó bá lò mọ̀ má jẹ́ sọ.
wo tó bá di ọjọ́ ajé á tún pàdé agbára Ọlọ́run lórí àkọ́tún ètò yìí kó tó dìgbà náà a mọ̀ pé ọdún ayọ̀ ọdún ire ọdún ìdùnnú ọdún àlàáfíà délé yóò jẹ fún wa bí nǹkan bá tiẹ̀ lé Nàìjíríà kò ní lè mọ́ wa Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú wa Ọpẹ́yẹmí Oyinlọ́lá lórúkọ tèmi àtẹnikejì ńlájọ mọ́ sí ti gbọ́ yín.
ọdún àyọ̀dẹ́lẹ́ṣẹ̀ náà ni ọdún àyọ̀dẹ́lẹ́rẹ̀ lórúkọ tèmi.
ẹ wo tó bá ti di ọjọ́ ajé á fèrè pàdé ó dàbọ̀.
Hello to you viewers, it's another Saturday, another Owambe for party goers, and it's another working day for media people. You're welcome to another edition of Let's Talk, brought to you by Wisdom Yard Television, fully sponsored by Nopa Abals. This is where you get an up-to-date information, entertainment, news, and anything related to issues touching me and you that is needed to be addressed. This is where you get it. And on Let's Talk, this is where we discuss anything discussable and we talk anything talkable on this show. I am Toyosi Adeshino, and with me in the studio I have...
Good morning, good afternoon, viewers out there. I am Odunayo Adelere.
Yeah, Odunayo Adelere is in the studio with me. We are going to be rubbing minds on today's topic. And the topic for today's episode is minimum wage. Federal government or organized labor, who should be considerate? Should the federal government consider the fact that there is hardship in the country, like the economy is getting worse and worse, or the labor should consider that, oh, federal government has a lot of things to invest money on in order to make the country a better place for everyone to live in? Because I don't get it. Because we remember that Labour they proposed the amount of 615,000 naira as the new minimum wage, which the federal government said, oh, they can't even pay it. So along the line, they had to brush down the money to 497,000, later 494,000 naira. But now what we are hearing now is that federal government, according to one statement that was said by Wale Edun, that it is possible that federal government would sign 100,000 naira to be paying Labour. But later on, Labour said they've not confirmed it because there is no news about it that federal government is going to pay the 100,000 naira. So going on, it was later now concluded that federal government is ready to sign 62,000 naira to be paying Labour, because I don't understand. So who should not consider who in this situation?
Back to your question, the two of them should be considered. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
According to, who should I say, an expert on this thing, economy, he said something.
Okay.
He said, if we are to look at it, if Labour wants to request for any amount, that 497,000 is kind of high for what Nigeria economy is kind of facing right now. If Labour is going to request for any amount of money, max should be 200,000 naira.
Okay.
And according to the meeting that they had yesterday, when Labour had with the federal government, whereby the federal government agreed to sign 62,000 naira, Labour said they are not going beyond or above 250,000 naira. That is now they now make the minimum wage as if I want to buy rice in the market, because Labour are saying that is the amount we are going to collect last. I don't know. But the two of them have to be considerate about each other, because this Labour are actually working. And if you look at what's actually happening in Nigeria, Nigeria economy is not even encouraging at all. And the minimum wage that they pay to them, some even exhaust the money before the salary comes at hand. Some go on loans and all that.
The minimum wage, 30,000, you cannot take it to the market to get something that is tangible.
A week, some people a week before the month, a week we enter into a new month, they already exhausted the money, because according to the breakdown Labour brought out, for family of 6, when they brought out everything, if you look at it very well, if they want to do it very well, they have to increase their salary. And federal government, why I said federal, we have to be considerate of federal government as well, is that most of the money that we use in pay is loan. But they, when it comes to their own salary, nobody is touching their own salary at all. Whether they pay it with loan or whatever, nobody is touching their salary. So they have to consider the Labour as well, to increase their salary. Paying 62,000 naira in Nigeria economy today is nothing to write home about.
So from your own perspective now, you think that federal government and the other parties should considerate each other. So like from my own perspective, I would say the federal government should consider the organized labor, because we all know that ever since it was announced that the first subsidy has gone, like the economy hardship is just getting worse and worse. And we don't even know when we are going to come out of this Ulabalu that everybody is in the country.
I believe one day we'll actually come out from all this traumatic
Sure, one day, yeah, sure. Even the president used to say that we should calm down and put our mind at rest. Everything is going to work better. But when is everything going to turn around and work better for every citizen in the country? If the right things are not being put in place now?
What I just want to tell the federal government is that 62,000. Okay, now federal government is agreeing on 62,000. Governors are saying 57,000.
Exactly the story I have here. Now to the story I have here. Federal government targets 62,000 naira, governors want 57,000 naira. The federal government may be on a coalition course with governors and the private sector for agreeing to pay a minimum wage higher than 60,000 naira. According to findings by Saturday Punch, while the federal government may be ready to accept 62,000 naira as a new minimum wage, governors and the organized private sector were against paying as high as 60,000 naira. They insisted that any figure above 57,000 naira may not be sustainable. The major argument by the governors, according to insiders, is that the states would be left with nothing for developmental projects if they accepted to pay a minimum wage above 57,000 naira, as they would have to pay a large chunk of their resources as wages to workers. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Governors Forum has issued a public disclaimer in reaction to the offer by the federal government, which they describe as unsustainable. The NGF, in a statement by its acting director of Media and Public Affairs, Alima Ahmed, expressed concerns that if the 60,000 naira minimum wage was adopted, many states would allocate their entire allocations to salaries, leaving no resources for development projects.
My question to the governors that are saying 57,000 naira per month, should we say they should scrap their allowances? I'm not saying their salary, because if you don't, then let's scrap your salaries. Joyfully, they will leave their salaries because they know if we are to check their health allowances, travel allowances, food allowances, wardrobe allowance, health, all that surpasses their salary. So I am not saying your salary. Should we say they should stop the allowances in their?
I think there was news last week that they said governors, they spent almost billions of naira.
It's not. I think
they spent billions of naira in just receiving visitors, getting what to eat. Like, I don't understand. Billions of naira
when it comes to signing things that will favor them, nobody hears anything about it. But when it comes to things that will favor the poor masses, that will favor the Nigerian workers and all that, that is when we start hearing different kind of excuses. You hear today, we can't do this, we can't. And of which, if we were to say, if they say they want to start paying that 250,000 and that Labour are actually standing on today, they will pay it conveniently without any problem.
Yeah, so should you now call the Nigeria Governors Forum like the antagonist?
Why?
Because they are the one that saying that federal government should not pay any money that is above 57,000. 57,000 is okay.
Why I said earlier that the two of them should consider each other. Now Labour is considering the federal government. They brought it down from 497,000 naira to 250,000. Now it is now on the part of the federal government to consider the Labour, the NLC, because just truth be told, these people are actually some people still, some governors. There was a news that came out last week. Some states are still owing their workers salary, which they refuse to pay. So now you are paying minimum wage of 35,000 naira. You are not paying it yet. How are they going to pay the 250,000 naira?
They will pay it.
How?
They know how to do it. They will pay it. But because of the fact that they are more concerned about their own selfish interests, like because they also want to get money. There was time that they said federal government is not going to be sending money to the state government directly. Yeah, so they want to give money to local chairmen. It will be to their own account directly, not to the state government.
But I feel if the federal government wants to pay 250,000 naira to workers, they will pay it without any pain.
Sure, they will pay it. But the fact that this state government also, they will be like, oh, if federal government starts giving out such amount of money, they will be affected. They will be affected. That is why they said it's going to affect their developmental projects which they need to carry out in the states.
Okay, now that they are not paying 250,000, what is the developmental project that they actually embarked on? What did they do?
To them, they are doing some projects.
We have a lot of roads that are bad in Nigeria. We have a lot of. I don't even know how to qualify it. Electricity is We have poor infrastructure. Poor infrastructure, the schools are bad. And so now, if you tell us that if they pay 250,000 naira, you won't be able to do any developmental project, that is not an excuse because you don't even have anything you want to do.
Well, state government, we are just urging you to please, you guys, let me say, governors too should be considered. Like, they should be considerate and think that this labor they are working out, they need to be appreciated by giving them the amount that they want. Even if you cannot meet up to their demand, like pay the 250,000, at least the money that will be given to them should be something that will be appreciated.
They went on strike on Monday, and the federal government came out to actually say, please, let's go on a meeting. Please hold on, because they know how they were affected.